and welcome to Stirring the Pot podcast, a podcast all about discussing controversial food subjects, historical aspects of food, and pretty much everything else cooking and food related. To get things started tonight, let me introduce my co-hosts. First up, we have Mr. Barbecue Brand, an aficionado of all things barbecue and a recently featured guest on the Food Network's Barbecue USA. Welcome, Barbecue Brand.
What's cooking, everybody? It's your boy Barbecue Brand with Home Grill Advantage. Back at it like a crack at it. Let's roll with it.
Second up, we have Mr. Brandon D., a connoisseur of Louisiana and Southern cuisine, and a self-proclaimed food science nerd. Welcome, Brandon D.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the, what is this, our 7th episode?
7th episode.
Yes. Lucky number 7. Let's get it started.
All right.
Yeah.
I am your host, KCP. I am a baking and cooking enthusiast and a lover of all Southern culture, history, and cuisine. As we slowly inch towards the fall, the first thing that comes to mind is, that's Oktoberfest. Prost! In tonight's episode, we will be discussing how to throw the perfect Oktoberfest party. And the most important part of Oktoberfest is beer.
Beer.
So let's talk about proper Oktoberfest beer.
I'm going to crack this open first.
So, what Brandon D and I are drinking tonight, Barbecue Brand can tell you more about it.
Let's see. It's a Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest Weissbier. I guess you would call it if you're the German.
This was a recommendation by Barbecue Brand, by the way.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada does a great job. They will they'll partner with some German breweries and make their Oktoberfest, and it's really good. It's good every time they do.
This is
I
so
think
good.
this year, it is. I think this year they partnered with Paul Anna, which I think I have a Paul Anna around here somewhere. Bam,
Ooh.
Nice.
So yeah, I got a Paul Anna. Got a little something from Hofbrau.
Hofbrau, nice.
I have an Erdinger.
Nice.
And I have a little something from the States. It is by Flying Tiger right here in northern Louisiana. Their Oktoberfest. So
nice.
I don't plan on drinking all of these tonight, but if I do, mind your business.
Beer's pretty good. I'm not a huge beer drinker, but for Oktoberfest, it is the appropriate libation, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, this is very, very good. I like it a lot. I'm usually a Paul Anna fan. And what's the other one that I like so much? I can never remember the name of it.
The Hacker and Schlock or something like that?
Nope. Barbecue Brand knows. With the monks.
Oh, Salvatore.
The Salvatore. Yes. So yeah,
Barbecue Brand is the beer connoisseur on the podcast right tonight.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I'm not a Cicerone, but I'm I drink a lot of beer, so there's that. You get to taste different things. It's fun. Since we're talking about Oktoberfest and we're drinking it right now, right? I want to show you guys something special, something that I've had for probably the past 13 years or so. These are my authentic German Steins.
Oh,
I've never drank beer out of these. This is one of them. This is from Deutschland, Germany. This is another one from Deutschland. This one is really nice. It's got the little lid.
That one's pretty.
It still has the packing paper in it. I've never done anything. Now, this one is from Germany as well. This one is from Schwebsgemünd, and I will be pouring in here tonight. But before I do that, I want to show you the Oktoberfest color, right? So you'll see, it's pretty light. Some of them are a little bit darker. So the Oktoberfest beers are usually brewed in March, right? So they're brewed in March, and then usually around October, they ferment throughout the summer, and then they're usually ready to drink by the beginning of October, which is when Oktoberfest takes place, which is the 2 weeks leading into October. I think the first Sunday in October is whenever Oktoberfest is over. But
yeah, Oktoberfest beer is my favorite. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember the beer now. It's Hacker Shore. Is a pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a really good Oktoberfest beer.
Definitely.
They make good beer in general.
I love beer. I am a beer
Prost.
girl for sure. Prost.
Prost. I'm probably not the beer drinker of the group. It's not that I don't like the taste. It's I can only have a couple of beers and I just feel really full.
Yeah, it will get you, especially depending on how it's brewed. You know, it'll fill you up. All of that malt.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest are usually made pretty malt forward. That's what gives it that darker, slightly darker color.
Yeah, we call it like a sandwich in a can, man.
Drink those calories. I'm all good with it.
Yeah.
So you'll actually see some Oktoberfest that will. Let me see if I have anything here. Oh, this one. You'll see right here where it says Oktoberfest Marzen.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that Marzen. That is German. Marzen is German for March. So that's when it's whenever the beer is brewed. So if you see that, really then that just lets you know that it's usually an Oktoberfest style beer.
The more you know. Had no idea it was brewed in March. Now I know. I just want to give you guys a couple of little fun facts about Oktoberfest history. And the festival is over 200 years old. So it originated October 12th, 1810, for the celebration of the marriage of the Crown Prince of Bavaria, who later became King Louis I, to Princess Therese von Sachsen-Hildenburghausen.
That's a mouthful.
Teresa von Sachsen-Hildenburghausen. Back in the day, around the way, we used to call her Hildy B. You know, we ain't gonna talk about what she used to do.
Yeah,
but
I'm just gonna call it T. You know, this is
Teresa von.
Let's just call it T, Princess T. That's it, Louisiana. We ain't got time for that. Just shorten it up. Everybody gets a name. Yeah, everybody gets a nickname around here. I say, look, people in Louisiana, we give everybody a nickname. And look, if you don't like the first one you get, you'll just get one worse. So just accept it.
Facts.
So they were married on the grounds of Theresen Weiss, to be later named after the bride, which was that marked the birth of Oktoberfest. So every 100 years, they go back to the original location and celebrate it and celebrate the history of why it was done there. Oktoberfest in Munich, over 500,000 roast chickens are served. 124 giant oxen and about a gazillion pretzels. Those are all served each year. That is insane.
That is
That's
crazy.
A celebration.
So the funny thing is that they have been making in Germany. They've been making pretzels forever. They were making pretzels longer than they've been making beer, and they've been making beer for an ungodly amount of time. A long time.
Didn't monks make pretzels or something like that?
That's right. So they'll during Oktoberfest they'll actually wear necklaces with pretzels around them because it signifies the three ingredients in beer. There were beer laws that came out. I think they called it the Weinheitsgebot or something like that. The Weinheitsgebot. Weinheitsgebot. And it's beer purity laws from Germany. They said that you can only make beer with, I think it's water, barley, and hops. Wow. And they later added yeast, I believe. It signifies that, and the pretzel, the three holes on the pretzel, also signifies the three level of like monk or monk levels of that you can reach. So it's like spiritual. Like these monks make great beer. You just wouldn't believe
spiritual beer.
That's crazy. I had.
Oh my God!
It's like the brother. It's like the brother to Jesus juice, right?
That's funny.
It's literal Jesus juice. Well, they don't.
That's funny.
Oh man,
I didn't really know that about pretzels. You know, a lot of good things are made by monks. Though monks make beer, cheese, wine, all kinds of fruit cakes.
This is true. barbecue brand have you ever been to the Oktoberfest in Germany?
I haven't. That's a sore subject. I want to go. I want to go really bad, but no, I haven't been. I think I would partake in all of that. I'm a very much so a win in Rome type person. So if I go somewhere and the customs are X, Y, and Z, I'm pretty much partaking in X, Y, and Z. You know, you only live once, so just go out there and be, whatever, do whatever they do. I want to do what y'all do.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, how fun does that look? You know, being in those huge beer halls and what do they call them? Party tents or something? I don't know the exact.
It looks like a blast to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks amazing. Like, I just want one of them big beers. I just want to walk around with one and like cheers with everybody.
Hey, it looks like they know how to have a good time. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. From my experience with people from Germany, they are a great time. I'm going to go ahead and take this time to give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Mr. Tim Rommelfanger. If you didn't know he was German before, you know it now. Tim Rommelfanger. He was the one that actually, he has family in Germany, and he'll go to Germany every few years, him and his wife, which is, my wife's sister, Janie. And he's the one that actually got me these signs from Germany, and he's brought me back some glasses and all kind of things. So I've been exposed to German culture for the past 15 plus years, dealing with him. That's my brother.
That's cool, man.
That's really cool.
I've worked with a few Germans. They have an interesting sense of humor. One of my jobs, the German group, their code number was 666. So,
wow. Okay.
Oh, dang.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. It's like, what is that? Oh, that's from 666. I was like, oh, the Germans.
Oh my.
Wow, hey, by the way, they picked that number. That was not a sign they picked it. They thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that can get dark. We're not gonna even go there.
Right. Yeah, we ain't trying to stay in the party mood.
Yeah, right. I just said they're interesting people.
Goodness gracious. So what are some stateside Oktoberfest? Well, you showed us one just a minute ago, barbecue brand. What are some of the other brands that, like, well-known brands that do like Oktoberfest beer?
So there's a few that do it in the States. The funny thing about stateside beer and like European beer, like specifically Germany, is that Germans, they've been making beer for hundreds and hundreds of years. For instance, I think is it Hackeshore or maybe it might be Weihenstephaner. They claim to be the world's oldest brewery. They've been making beer since like the year 1046. That don't even sound like a real year. Like that's the 10th century. Like that's wild.
Is that the 10th or the 11th? Right? It's one.
Is that I guess it would be the 11th. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, that was
a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, but they just do it the best. They make the best beer in the world, if you ask me. But stateside, there's some really good Oktoberfest here. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got Shiner. There's so many. Every brewer makes their version of an Oktoberfest. Some of my favorite is this Flying Tiger that I have here. This is a pretty good one. The Sierra Nevada, obviously.
Right. Have you had any from St. Arnold's?
Oh, yes, I have. St. Arnold's does have a good Oktoberfest.
Really good. So they have a Guten Tag. Oh.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Guten Tag.
So
you'd be good and tired after you finish drinking all that.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Their beers are excellent.
Yeah, they make some good beer.
Yeah. And what's the one that I can never pronounce?
Yingling.
Yingling
makes good beer. Yeah. Yingling makes good beer too.
Yeah, Yingling. That was one of the beers that Yingling had a lot of draw to it because you couldn't get it around here. I don't know if you were able to get it in Houston, but like up until
not
like 5 years ago,
2021, I believe.
Yeah. Most of the time it was a beer you drank when you went to the beach. So you went to, Alabama, Florida, you were able to get Yingling. And then they finally started distributing to this area. It was really good for a while. And then it's still really good beer. I think it's the oldest brewery in the States.
It is. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, it was a big deal when Yuengling came to Texas. People are losing their minds. So, but it is a good beer, and it's not very expensive. It's a good beer.
No, it's a really good
Yeah,
beer.
pretty solid. I don't know. I guess they make an Oktoberfest. I haven't had it.
Yeah.
Look, I put it above Budweiser, Miller, all those. It's better than that. So.
Woo! Hey, look, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Wait.
This Buzz, I'm sorry, major brewing companies, but this Bud is not for me. I'm not a fan.
No, don't give that to me. There's just way too much. No. There's too many better options out there.
There was a lot of controversy around Budweiser, but I realized I thought about this and I said, I have never actually bought Budweiser, a Bud Light, in my entire life. So I guess I've been boycotting it forever.
Anheuser-Busch, they make other products. So, they get my money in other ways, but not by way of Budweiser or Bud Light. That's just not a thing. No. Not a thing in this household.
Maybe they did, when I was in high school.
Come on, let's be honest. It's frat boy beer. That's what it is.
It is. It's and then Bud Light was like when we had a little extra money to throw into the pot. Otherwise, it was that Natty Light.
Keystone Red Dog.
Oh no, we never did that. We had standards.
No Keystone.
No Keystone. No Bush.
Ooh.
Bush is like you take natural light and water it down.
Some of that is not too bad when if you need something for breakfast while you're fishing. Or something like that.
Look, I say it doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't really taste like much either. So
let's just jump back into planning our Oktoberfest parties here. What do you think would be better for a party if we would get cans, bottles, or if we would get a keg?
Depends how many people are coming. If you have a lot of people coming, a keg would be good.
Right.
But then, you also have something to refrigerate the keg, so you need a lot of ice. You'll need something to put the keg in.
You got a fancy schmancy like barbecue brand.
I don't have a fancy a kegerator is a nice thing to have, but you got to be into drinking beer to have that.
Kegs are really good you actually save money with kegs because, depending on the beer that you get with a keg, if you do have a kegerator, fine. If you don't, you can, use one of those big blue buckets that they give you whenever you do rent a keg. You usually end up saving about, anywhere from 75 cents to $1.50 per beer by purchasing a keg over like a 6-pack or a 12-pack. It's just cheaper.
What about
and it lasts longer.
Quality, like the freshness? Is it better with a keg versus like canned or bottled?
I've always found draft beer to have less bitter notes to it. That's what I feel. I feel like you just get a smoother beer coming out of a keg.
Yeah, you do. You get a smoother beer. You can even set your CO2 percentage, on amount, like how you want your beer to flow. Let's say you rent a keg and you throw it in a big blue bucket. And you get one of those taps, and you tap in your beer. When you pump that handle, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody's been to a keg party or something. When you pump that handle, all you're doing, what you're doing is you're pumping air into the keg so that your beer can flow. It's air you're pumping in there, so you're actually making your beer bad. A keg of beer is not gonna last any longer than a day or a day and a half by pumping air into it. With a kegerator, it's a closed system. So you're having CO2 flow with your beer and the system is closed off. So there's no air getting into your keg. So I'll get a keg put in my kegerator and it's good for 3-4 months.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy schmancy, like I said.
You don't have a nitro tap yet, man?
I don't. My brother-in-law, Mr. Tim Romelfinger. So I feel like Tim is going to be the equivalent. If everybody knows who Gabriel Iglesias is, Fluffy, he always has these stories in his stand-up comedy about Martinez. I think Tim is going to turn out to be Martinez in this podcast. He's eventually going to make his way onto this podcast.
Yeah.
But Tim has the entire setup. Tim actually has, he's a German, so he has 2 kegerators and 3 taps total. Mm-hmm. And he has the full conversion kit for European kegs because you need a different coupler, you need a different tap, a different tank. If you're running like Guinness, you need a nitrogen and CO2 mixture 75-25. So yeah, he has the whole 9. I'm not on his level yet.
That's pretty cool though. Like, what is he has? You said 2 kegerators, and that's what he has all this set up in.
Yeah, he has an outdoor kitchen, so he has an outdoor kegerator. And then he has a refrigerator that he converted into a kegerator with
nice.
2 taps and his freezer at the top for his glasses. So we're never thirsty whenever I visit. Put it to you that way.
That's awesome.
Well, let's jump into part 2. Let's talk about the food at this party.
Oh yeah.
So let's start off with appetizers. What kind of appetizers are we gonna have at this Oktoberfest party?
Well, I mean, like, look, Oktoberfest party, lots of beer, lots of food. That's don't be short on either of those. So for appetizers, a nice sausage platter would be really nice, and also pretzels, pretzel bites, mustards, pickles. Germans make really great sausage. That's something else they're famous for, probably. After beer is sausage, so bratwurst. But there's smoked sausages, there's fresh sausages, there's dried sausages too.
One of my favorite German sausages is Weisswurst. Weisswurst is like translates to like white sausage. It looks very unappealing.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, knockwurst is.
Oh man, it's so good. Like you actually cook it. You cook it gently with like just a little bit of water in the pan, and it's really good. You dip that in some like German mustard. So they have that. They got what's the other one? This is not necessarily a sausage, but it's something that I really like. It's called Leberwurst, and it's more of like a pate. And I don't know if you like pate, but I like
do.
It. Yeah,
there's also currywurst is real popular in Germany too, and that's basically like I think it's either a knockwurst, it could be bratwurst, it could be any sausage, but it's served with a spicy curry ketchup, which is actually really good. And I typically make this for our Oktoberfest celebration every year.
Yeah, it's it's so good. Do you have a picture of one of our platters?
Yeah, pull that up and see that.
We started pre-COVID, like everybody else, doing things, socializing at their house, and we started doing an Oktoberfest. It just kind of grew from there, and I look forward to it every single year.
It's one of my favorite parties that we throw.
Mm-hmm. It is a food fest, to say the least.
Y'all throwing that this year, or what's going on?
Oh, but of course, man.
I think we are.
Okay. When that's happening?
We'll put that invitation in the mail.
Okay, no, y'all got my number. I don't need no mail. That might get lost, girl. I don't know. Call me. I don't want to miss this.
Not the last weekend of October, but the weekend before that, most likely. So, and not to mention, optional costumes because Halloween. So whatever floats your boat. You want to come looking like Oktoberfest or Halloween? It's up to you.
There's different sausages too. There's I haven't had this personally, but there's I think it's pronounced Blutwurst, which is basically like blood sausage.
Yeah.
And that's something that I like. I've had the Southern Louisiana version of that. When it comes to boudin.
Blood boudin, yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's just that I don't know. It's a different flavor, and people get intimidated by it, but it's good.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like blood sausage is cooked. It is not raw blood. It's cooked blood. It is a very particular process, but blood has to be cooked within a certain time period of it being bought, and it has to be cooked within, I believe it's 24 hours. It's a very, very short period that it has to be cooked. Otherwise, it's thrown in the trash.
Yeah, it's not safe. But I've had blood sausage at the Texas Renaissance Festival over here, and it was delicious. Things like that always surprise me, like the flavors. Like, for instance, haggis. I was so afraid to try haggis. I don't really like the flavor of, like, liver or, those kinds of organs, and I was afraid, but I shouldn't be, because obviously boudin, rice dressing, being from the South, right, I should be used to these flavors, but for some reason it just scared me, and it was delicious. The same with the blood sausage at the Renfest. It has such a unique flavor, but it's not minerally or irony tasting at all. It's very unique. I encourage anybody to try it. Like, just try it one time. If you don't like it, at least you say you tried it, you know?
Blood sausage is pretty good. It has a unique flavor to it. It has its own quality. I've tried Polish blood sausage. I've tried English black pudding, and I've tried Argentinian blood sausage as well. The Polish one is really good. I think the spices they use really accent the flavor well. So that's one of my favorites is the Polish. I think we actually served Polish blood sausage at the last Oktoberfest we did.
We did. We definitely did. You know, living in Houston, we really have the advantage of being able to buy things like that. Like, there is a Polish store not far from our house, and they have all kind of fresh sausages, all kind of smoked meats, anything you can think of, and then beyond. And we got so much stuff over there. But the story of Brandon going in there the first time, actually getting stuff for our Oktoberfest party, is hilarious. Tell this story.
Oh, this is a good one. So I go into this Polish store. You know, like Polish sausage and German sausage are pretty close. So I said, you know, this is close enough. It's fresh meat. How, you know? So I go in there. I'm looking for kielbasa, and she looks at me and says, "It's all kielbasa." And I'm like, "Oh man, there's like 14 or 15 types of sausage in here, and they're all different sizes, different colors." Like, what's your standard sausage? So she kind of goes through it. They use a lot of interesting spices. There's a sausage we really like. It's made with juniper. There's a veal sausage. There's a garlic pork sausage. There's chicken sausage. There's all kinds of sausages. So these people are like the sausage making masters, man. I mean, being from Louisiana and being intimidated by sausage is not something I would have ever expected in my life, but it was. I was like, what is this? What is all this stuff? You have all these great things. And I think the first time I spent like $75 on sausage. I said, I just bought everything. Everything I saw, I bought.
You go straight into panic mode. Like, oh,
yeah,
right. There's 40 different types of sauce. Oh, well, help the next person. I'll be right back.
Right. And this lady, like, is the same lady that's working every single time we go in there. And she's basically like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old show Seinfeld, but the guy that was the soup Nazi, like, no soup for you. She is the equivalent of that, but the Polish sausage lady. Like,
she can.
Her eyeshadow is as blue as the 70s, okay? Like, it's rocking that blue eyeshadow. And I feel like the more intense it is, like, the worse she's going to be that day. Like, she's just, I don't know. She's crazy.
Sometimes she's in a good mood and sometimes not. So the first time I went there, she was real nice to me. The second time, it's like, what do you want? You know, it's like, I was like, just give me those right over there. I knew what I wanted, so it wasn't, I was like, you know, juniper, pork, and garlic. You know, a few others. Let me try the blood one. You know, give me some of that bacon too. They have really good bacon.
If you're watching this, if you're watching this, shout out to you, kielbasa lady.
Oh yeah.
But it's a great store. I mean, it's a great place. They do all their sausage in house. It's all fresh made. It's got a great texture. It's not like that pasty sausage. It's really, and they also have imported sausages too. So, and sausages made all over the place. So it's pretty good.
You know, it's really hard to find a German store around. Like, it's not, that's one thing that's hard to find. And the closest one that I've been to that I've seen is a place right outside of Dallas, Fort Worth. And I believe it's called Kirby's. And it's a little small store, but they have all of the authentic German sausages, everything that I was talking about, the Leberwurst, the Weisswurst, you can get currywurst. They got summer sausage. They got everything. They have the German mustards that come straight from Germany. You know, everything in there is super authentic. Yeah. If you can find you a place like that, just try some stuff out. Because I tell you, I never got a chance to really taste any of those types of things growing up, and just to be able to travel around and really just kind of expand my palate and just have that experience is really fun.
It's really good. They have a German restaurant not far from our house called Rudy Leschner's.
Mm-hmm.
That place is popping.
Bang.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's always so good.
Okay, so hold on. Let me tell you all about this. Let me tell you what happened. So I'm with KCP and Brandon D, and they take me. They've been telling me about Rudy Lechner's for the longest time, and I was like, you know what? I'm a little bit more familiar with German culture now. I've had some food. I'm like, you know what? I would love some German food. So it was actually our second option because there's 1,000,001 places to eat in Houston, but we weren't able to get into the first place. So we ended up over here, and I walk in, and you always, anytime that you go to a new restaurant, you really want to know, especially if it's area specific or like genre specific. You have in the back of your mind if this is going to be really authentic. And I walk in, and they have a dude decked out playing yodeling out over there and just going hard. And that was the music for the evening. You go to another place, and you got live music. It's just regular, but no, this was for
it's
real.
Legit.
This was the real deal.
Yeah, we went one time, and the guy was playing like a saw. Like,
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Making a saw, and then another time we went, and they had like a real alpine horn. Like, it was stretched across the restaurant, and they were playing it. I was like, this is insane. This place is like, they always have live music, and it's just always such a fun time.
So this is one of the sausages. This is the first sausage platter I made for my first Oktoberfest party, and it's my least impressive one. I can't find the pictures of the other one.
We'll find it.
Man.
We'll get it up there.
Is that some sauerkraut I see right there?
That was some pickled onions that I did. I made some pickled onions. Okay. There's some mustards. There's a sweet Bavarian, and then there's a hot mustard, and there's a bread I got from the Polish lady. She convinced me to buy that too.
You must buy the bread too.
Buy the bread, buy everything.
You got to do what she say. She the expert. Do what she
no
say.
No sausage for you.
Yeah. She can be a little mean. She can be a little mean. She's a good lady, but mama don't take no shit.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to send you the picture because the one from last year was very impressive, I have to say.
Oh yeah, I had to buy a whole new pan for it. I mean, I did we do our sausage platter now. It's on a full size sheet pan.
Yeah, the same size sheet pan that we use as our dog kennel bottom.
It's pretty big.
It's a full size sheet pan. Not a half size, not a quarter, a full size. Yes. And that thing was filled. Completely filled.
So I love some pickled onions, but let me ask y'all a question. Do you like sauerkraut? Have you had sauerkraut? Do you like it?
I do. I do like sauerkraut. What I
too.
don't care for is that purple cabbage. When it's cooked.
Yeah.
I think that's just
she doesn't KCP is not a fan of a particular spice. It's caraway seed, and she hates it.
Very much. Very much. Rye bread, not this girl. Not gonna try. I can't do it. It tastes like perfume in my mouth.
It is. Caraway that's one of the spices that's used in German and Polish sausages. Caraway. And it can be really strong. It's used in bratwurst, usually pretty sparingly. But I remember I got this bratwurst this year. I had this gift card to this fancy butcher shop. And I said, oh, man, I'm going to go get some bratwurst from over there. And I'm like super pumped to get it. It's expensive, but, hey, it's on a gift card. So I get the bratwurst. And then I cook it, and I eat it. And I'm like, man, the H-E-B bratwurst I like better than because it's just too much caraway in there. I don't know what it is about some chefs, but a lot of chefs like to do this. They like to take a really controversial, polarizing ingredient and really focus in on it and put way too much of that shit in there. There was way too much caraway. Yeah, it's like, okay, I know bratwurst has a little caraway, but this was a lot of caraway. I was like, man, this is tasting like a Vienna sausage right now, and I'm not liking this.
Yeah, see, that's just that's something that a fool of Vienna sausage. That's bad.
Yeah,
that's a bad.
And that's the flavoring to Vienna sausage that people don't like. It's caraway seeds.
So we already talked about this, and we're gonna have an episode about ingredients and pairing and all of that stuff. There's a difference between hammering somebody with an ingredient that is just this is off-putting, and then hitting people with flavor, right? you can hammer in on flavors that are complementary and that are you can tolerate. But, if you got a really controversial ingredient and you just try to, hammer down on somebody with that, that's probably not a good idea.
It was caraway is one of those. What's another one? Cardamom. Another spices that could be really polarizing. It's just but the caraway seeds, it's just not. I was just like, this is not what's up, man.
Kind of like if you bite into a Szechuan peppercorn.
Yeah.
Or clove.
But at least that's temporary. No, the cardamom sticks around.
Speaking of clove, since you mentioned that, clove is an ingredient in Hefeweizen. Paulaner is the Hefeweizen that they make is like my second favorite Hefe in the world. My first favorite is Franziskaner. So Franziskaner is made, I think, by Spaten Franziskaner Brau. I think they're like a collaboration or a brewery that makes both of them. But anyway, that is one of the ingredients for Hefeweizen. So Hefe is made with, your three main ingredients from the purity laws, and there's a little bit of like banana flavor in there, but it's very subtle, and then clove. But when people in the States try to make Hefe, they put way too much like banana flavor in and way too much clove in it. So if you'll taste a Franziskaner or a Paulaner or a Benedictiner or an Erdinger or any of these German Hefes, they taste amazing because they've been making them for 1,000 years.
Right.
And then when you taste a stateside Hefe, it tastes completely opposite and it's disgusting. But I'm sorry for all of the brewmasters out there that make Hefe. I'm not talking to you specifically, but y'all gotta
generalizing. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can
forget that. This is where the controversy starts. Y'all are making terrible Hefe in the States. All right, I need y'all to get with it. Some of y'all need to travel to Germany, go talk to LDB and them, and make something better because this ain't tasting right.
Oh, there's one of our. There's a. See how much.
Let me upgrade you. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm
hungry, boy.
And I believe that's the curry ketchup in the middle too.
It is.
No. Okay. Yeah, that is. But I'm trying to figure out what that is on the left hand side. No, what that is on the right hand side at the bottom. That look like some smoked sausage.
That's some blood sausage.
That's the blood sausage.
Where you got that? They got that at that place?
Yeah, at the Polish store. I also smoked that too. I put it on a little oak smoke.
Quick note right here. If you are listening to this on a platform other than YouTube, you don't see the visuals, just go ahead and slide right on over to YouTube and while you're there, hit the like and the subscribe button for me. But go take a look at some of these visuals because we got a few of them in here for this episode for sure.
I got some more.
Yeah, look, like it's like anything parties, anything the rules of a sequel, bigger, louder, dumber. So
exactly. Exactly. Oh, let's see. And this is just the appetizers, folks. No, we haven't even gotten to the main event yet.
Right.
Haven't.
We have a lot of servingware.
You host parties, you have to.
It's like barbecue pits. The more you have, the more you want.
Right. So here's a little pepperoni, pickles, pickled onions. We got like a goat cheese with cranberry in the middle and some little fancy crackers.
Yeah, I think those are. Okay. I think I did that one year. I think it was pickled red onions and apple.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it gave a little bit of sweetness to it.
Nice.
Yes, we also do the now discontinued beer cheese soup from Rudy Leshner's.
It's my own recipe. I invented it. No, it's actually I got it from them. That's actually a really good soup.
Beer cheese soup. Okay.
But they don't make it anymore. They stopped serving it. It's like, you have the beer and cheese soup? It's a wine and cheese soup, actually. And they're like,
wine and cheese.
No, we stopped serving it. And I was like, wow, that's like one of the best things you had on your menu. And I was disappointed. But they had the recipe that they took off. They don't have it online anymore, but
we saved it.
Saved it. Oh, I surely did.
This is the one from last year.
Dang.
Yes. Yeah. I believe so.
Man. Yeah. Y'all, look, there's some okra up there.
Yeah, boss.
Hey, it's the South, man. We served it with some pickled okra too. Let you know, if the Germans had okra, they would have pickled it. So I felt it was appropriate.
Oh,
We have
for
like
sure.
1,000 mustards to go with everything.
Oh, there's a stone ground. There's some stone ground. There's a truffle mustard. There's a Bavarian mustard. There's a hot mustard. Anything you could possibly imagine. So just have fun with it. Just get a bunch of stuff that's interesting. Try a bunch of stuff, and just go for it.
Y'all would have to distract me at this party because I'm smashing that whole right side. I'm telling you right now.
And then down the middle we have it was some kind of head cheese.
It wasn't. Yeah, it's a head cheese and aspic of some sorts. And then there was I believe in the middle below the blood sausage, which is in the middle. There's some type of pate that I got. That's when I got that. Those things I got that from that fancy butcher shop, which is now closed in Houston. But I got those two things, and those two things were actually really good. It was better than the bratwurst, which was still good, but I thought it was a little too forward on the caraway for my taste, and that's just my personal opinion. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to get creative with it,
Right.
You can't do anything wrong, You serve food, people are going to be happy. That's all that matters.
No, right, exactly.
I already had supper, but now I'm hungry again. We hadn't even talked about like some of these other little dishes here, some.
Oh man, yeah. So
schnitzel.
The
schnitzel. Yeah, and for those that don't know, schnitzel is basically it's a thinned out piece of pork tenderloin that's pounded out flat, pretty thin, and then coated in egg and breadcrumb and deep fried, or not deep fried, pan fried. Traditional schnitzel is pan fried. I don't know if it's in butter or is it in oil.
I don't know. I've never made it. I've just eaten it a lot. And
I've made it plenty of times, but I cheat because I deep fry. So call me a cheater, whatever.
Yeah,
I have to make food for like 20, 30 people, so I don't have time to, put one piece of schnitzel in a pan, and nobody's gonna know the difference.
My favorite is schnitzel and like potatoes. And sauerkraut. We were talking about that a little earlier. I love sauerkraut. I feel like sour flavored things get a really bad rap because people associate sour with being bad, and it's not. In the right quantity, that sour kind of ingredient is really, really good and complimentary. And I love slightly sour things, in my savory foods.
It helps break up the richness of like something like schnitzel, which is often served with usually schnitzel can be served plain or can be served with a sauce. We do a mushroom gravy. That's what makes what's called a Jaeger schnitzel. We have also done a beer and mustard sauce. I can't remember what that one's called, but that's pretty good too. And then so it's just a thing to have fun with. Any sauce works. Like some type of Mornay sauce, which is like a cheese sauce, works really well on a schnitzel as well.
Pretty much anything. I mean,
it's very versatile.
Yeah,
turn it into a sandwich, a schnitzel sandwich. It makes sense.
Good. Okay,
but the traditional season pretty simple is just salt, pepper, the pork. It's deep fried, it's fried, and then served with a little wedge of lemon, and you squirt the lemon on it, and it's really good.
I eat that right now.
But I tell you what, we did one year. We made from scratch spätzle. Let me rephrase that. I made from scratch spätzle. Guess what? I will never make again. Spätzle.
I looked at that and I was like, I really don't want a part of this.
That's just one of those things you just leave to the pros.
It's kind of a pain, and it's really not worth it. So we switched from doing spätzle to doing potatoes. Yeah. So that's what we switched on. So what we did was we just did we par cook potatoes, we boil them, and then we just leave them out to steam until they come down to room temperature. Season them up a little bit, and then deep fry them, and then we serve them with a little mustard beer sauce, and it is fantastic. Oh, and everybody likes that. It's better than the spätzle in my opinion. So
that sounds delicious. What y'all know about, since we're talking about them potatoes? What y'all know about that Kartoffelsalat?
Oh.
Pulling out them German words today. You heard me?
That's potato salad.
I've actually never had Kartoffelsalat. I've been wanting to make it. I've been wanting to taste it at some place, but I've been wanting to make it myself because I'm not a potato salad person because I don't like what
Mayonnaise?
Nah, I don't mess with mayonnaise. That's a whole other situation for another episode.
That's a whole other show.
That's a whole other episode. But Oktober salad is made with, it's more of like a vinegar based dressing.
Correct.
And I think it's used with like bacon drippings and stuff too. So I mean that's up my alley right there.
Sounds good to me, man.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't be bad.
Yeah, I think our friend John made it one time, but he's vegetarian, so it didn't have the bacon fat in it. But it was delicious. It was really, really good. So, but yeah, I mean, it's so versatile what you can come up with for this menu. You can have anything, just feed people and they'll be happy.
Just have lots of it.
Give them some carbs because all that beer,
Yeah. Yeah, just have fun with it. Just try some new things. Schnitzel's pretty easy to make. I do a little bit more interesting. I do a little bit more with the seasoning than salt and pepper. I do salt, pepper, garlic, and a little bit of cayenne pepper just for a little heat. So, but it's pretty simple. So you pound out the pork and then you dredge it in flour and then you dip it in egg. I combine egg and mustard. It helps stretch your eggs a little bit. It works as a good binder. And then you dip it in breadcrumbs. You could use panko. You could use standard breadcrumbs. But then I deep fry it, breaking many rules of, Germans. But hey, look, I'm cranking it out. My kitchen's only so big. So, it takes a little while to pan fry schnitzel, and deep frying it takes about 3 minutes. So
right. You also use a different breading too than what you just said.
I use panko breadcrumbs.
You use cornflakes.
Oh, that's correct. I do use cornflakes, panko breadcrumbs, and cornflakes. That's the secret. You're giving away all my secrets here. I did another one too. I had some deer back straps. I had some venison back straps, and I wanted to do something different, so I did Ritz crackers and sour cream and onion potato chips. So,
bussin'
came out pretty good.
Hashtag bussin'.
But that was just like you can use, and that potato chip idea comes from Chewy's because they make a Elvis fried chicken and just dipped in dredged in Lay's potato chips. So I was like, that's not a bad idea. So I used sour cream and onion.
Yep.
Lay's. Hey. They were Lay's.
Hey.
If it's good, it's good.
You could do venison. You could do beef. You could do any type of lean. Because once again, remember from my fry episode that you want to fry lean meats. Lean meats come out better in the fryer. So anything lean, tenderloins work well. I'm not gonna fry a beef tenderloin because that's just too expensive.
Oh no, we're not doing that. Right. Go check our episode of Time to Fry. We'll tell you everything about frying.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So let's move on to the dessert section, and I'm gonna make barbecue brand drool right quick.
Just from the word.
So like traditional stuff, for Oktoberfest, you want to go with like apple strudel, those kinds of flavors. But I want to mix it up a little bit, give it a little razzle dazzle. So let me show y'all what I did. Because the oil was hot, right?
When they're all hot, you got to go with it.
When it's hot.
So these are apple pie egg rolls. You're right, barbecue brand. You all right over there?
No. You see, I don't know if y'all remember, but this is what made me leave the podcast the last episode. I needed a moment.
Yeah. Hold on. I got a better picture for you. And y'all, this is so easy. It's just apple pie filling. You add a little bit of extra cinnamon.
You can make your own if you want.
Yep. And you just kind of fill it in, wrap it up, and deep fry it. And put a little bit of powdered sugar on it.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, they were good. They were really good.
And you dusted it a little bit on the top. I see all of that little... It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I've actually been, someone asked me to make these for a school fundraiser, a bake sale. I was like, okay, no problem. I guess you could do, fried pies are a thing, right? Why not fried egg rolls,
Hey.
So, and it was good. It was really good. Ooh. If you go to any grocery store, usually they'll have apple pie filling, any kind of pie filling. But if you're lucky, you can find the caramel apple pie filling.
And if you can't, you can just always add caramel chips to it.
Oh, we're losing him.
I'm staying with it. I'm sticking.
If you can't find the caramel apple pie filling, you can buy caramel chips and just add that to it.
Right, and just mix it in. Yeah. But yeah, it was a big hit. He cried.
It was.
He crying over here. Don't cry. Because I didn't want to make an apple strudel. I wanted finger foods. I wanted a finger food dessert. And this was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of cutting, like everybody just digging in like some peach cobbler, just digging in.
Right.
Some finger food. Food.
Right. And it was delicious. It was delicious. So that's pretty much the gist of the foods. Just be creative. Don't be afraid to try new things when you're planning for your Oktoberfest party. But,
next Oktoberfest party, we'll record some shorts and catch us frying some stuff. So
yes, absolutely. But don't forget, you need Oktoberfest music. What's a party without music, right?
That's right.
Fun fact, Amazon has Oktoberfest playlist. Pandora also has Oktoberfest playlist. And you have decorations. You want to get into all the little, that light blue and white checkered decorations. If you want to get a little bit corny with it, But, and don't forget games. So
what games y'all playing? What games y'all playing at y'all Oktoberfest party? What's going on?
We're going to do it this time because I didn't know they had games until I was researching for this. So there's a Stein racing game. So you walk with... So you have your Stein, right? And you got to walk with a full beer. And you got to walk with it in front of you, like your arms straight out, right? And you walk, and the person... You can make it like an obstacle course with it, right? And the person with the most beer left in their stein at the end of the game wins. This is an outside game, okay? Just so that ain't happening in the house.
Inside, there's a mop and a bucket that you can use after you spill beer all over my damn floor.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you got stained concrete floors and you're not doing that in the house, but
no. There's also the what is it called? If I can say this, I'm gonna ruin this. Okay, sorry, Tim. Sorry. Maßkrugstimmen. Maßkrugstimmen. So it's no, there's no I. It's stimmen.
Oh, okay.
Masskrugstemmmen. Maßkrugstimmen. So basically, you have to fill your stein to the very top, right? Participants have to hold out the stein in front of them, not to the side. Using either the right or left arm is fine, but the one not holding the mug must be down at your side. So one out in front, one arm to the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't switch arms the entire time. So you have to hold it by the handle. And let's see, keeping their thumb off the top of the handle. So you can't even use your thumb to help with the strength. So
you got to just hold that thing. I've heard of this.
Out. Yes, hold it out. No spilling. So the last person to put their arm down wins. So that sounds fun. Sounds painful.
I have a large stein in here. These are some smaller steins. I have a very large stein in here. I think it's it's probably right at 2 liters.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's a lot.
The Das Boot is what is that 2.5 liters? Is that right? Am I saying that right?
That's a lot. That's a half gallon, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So the stein that I have, if you put 1 12-ounce beer in it, it looks pathetic. Pathetic. So I can just imagine filling that thing up to the top and holding it out straight. That would be crazy.
Right.
I just have to be careful. Like with this game, be careful. Make sure that beer is level. We don't want any extended one arm salutes from a German party. Some people might get the wrong idea. I'm just saying.
What? What just happened?
No, I'm just saying, like, let's make sure that the beers are at chest level. We don't want to raise those up, man. This is a German style party. People get the wrong idea.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
Keep that thing chest level.
Keep it chest level. We don't elevate and click heels together. So.
Goodness gracious. Okay, moving on.
Sorry, inappropriate moment of the night.
Yeah. There's another game, you guys.
That was actually no. Hold on. That was the safety moment of the night. This was the
right.
Let's call that what it is.
Yeah, because look, you're doing this outside. People driving by, your neighbors might get the wrong idea.
I was wondering when B was going to come in with the safety moment of the night, and he came through. All right,
safety officer. Yeah,
we good.
He's making sure nobody thinks you're saluting Hitler. Okay.
Yeah,
that's important. That's important.
Just saying, let's keep it PC.
Oh my God. So the next game I would not participate in, but it sounds really funny. It's the slap game.
Oh,
what?
Slap game? No, we're not slapping them. Oh, the beer involved, people slapping each other? Nah.
The slap game. Happy Slaptoberfest, it says.
Nah, that's gonna go left real. That's gonna go left real fast.
No, y'all seen those slap fights on YouTube? I mean, slapping has gotten a whole new level of seriousness. I'm just saying.
So the slap game is definitely one of the most ridiculous and hilarious Oktoberfest games I've ever seen. And if you think I'm talking about the adorable leg slapping dance, you're mistaken. I'm talking man on man slapping here. The guests, 2 participants sit facing each other on a bench and take turns slapping each other until one falls off. The one who stays up is the clear winner.
But have you really won anything? You win, but you haven't won.
You win, but you lose. Okay, so I take back that "win in Rome" statement from earlier. We're gonna put a few standards in place before we just do everything.
So let me tell you the real rules here. Well, number 1, both players must sit cross-legged on the bench facing each other.
Crisscross applesauce?
Yes, crisscross applesauce.
Okay.
So first of all, your balance is not going to be as stable if your legs are down, right? So I don't think anybody has to hit you that hard for you to fall off. So safety moment there, right? One player holds his or her palms together and places their hands vertically against one side of his or her face. The other player slaps that person's hands with the intention of making their opponent fall off the bench. All rings must be removed.
Clearly.
Opponents must be physically matched in a reasonably fair manner.
Oh, somebody getting knocked out.
You're hitting your hand. You're actually not slapping their face, like, technically. But anyway, I just thought that was...
That's interesting. And I'm going to pass on that one, too.
Yeah, I'm going to go first and then I'm going to quit.
Yeah. This is not not something a grown man should do. I'm just saying, grown man slapping each other. This is just not something we should do.
No.
Sounds like something dumb you did in like grade school or something, like bloody knuckles or some shit like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
Pencil fighting.
Pencil. Yeah.
So, and then of course you have to have the proper attire for Oktoberfest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men wear. Well, it's men or women now wear Lederhosen. And
Lederhosen?
I don't know how to say the girl's dress. Dirndl. Yeah, that. All right, Tim.
Okay.
Sorry, once again.
Yeah, Tim.
Exactly.
Tim, you lucky, Tim. You lucky I don't have that picture. I cannot find that picture of you in your attire. But you would be the mascot of the night tonight for
Absolutely. Sure. Absolutely.
If I find it before I edit this video, you going on there. Just want to let you know.
All right. That's hilarious.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, do y'all feel like y'all prepared for an Oktoberfest party?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Look, I'm ready to fry up some schnitzel. So let's get it going.
Man.
I think it's my favorite party of the year that we throw. And when we do Oktoberfest, I've basically claimed it from all my friends. I'm like, after doing the first one, I was like, nah, this is my thing. It's mine now.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I mean, what's better than
a lot of beer, a lot of food. That's all you got to know.
This has been an appetite-inducing episode here. I swear to.
Yeah, I do quite enjoy German food. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah,
there's a lot of meat, a lot of pork too.
You're not gonna have many options.
Shout out to Trapeze Monks. Appreciate y'all making the beer, making the pretzels. Y'all go hard.
Yeah, absolutely. A life of prayer and making beer.
Okay, so with that being said, let me bring up our little end quote of the night. This is by August Escoffier. He sounds German to me. So, good food is the foundation of genuine happiness.
Amen.
So with that being said, absolutely. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. We need you to subscribe. We need to get more subscribers so we can get this live podcast for Christmas time so we can interact with you guys. So until then, thank you for tuning in and keep stirring the pot.
Keep stirring the pot.
Peace.
Later.